which means that they spent time with you here on the earth plane. If they tell me there's no time spent, that's how I know there wasn't any time spent. Do you understand it? When they say time spent to me, I know that you spent time with them and there was that connection. Because you can still know about grandparents and great-grandparents, but they might be someone that you heard of, where you know the name and you know the passing, but you never actually had that connection here. So I always ask. So if there's a connection, they'll say time spent. And she's saying to me, she's been gone for quite a while. Do you understand it? Perfect. She's saying to me, I had several health complications, but I had issues with complications in the chest in the end. Do you understand that? Perfect. Now sometimes they'll say cardiovascular disease, because sometimes they'll say congestive heart failure. Sometimes they make me feel a heart attack. If they show me the pair of lungs and I get sickness, that's lung cancer. She's just saying to me, this is the shutdown process that happened. There's several health complications that she had, because not only will I ask them to validate their name, I'll ask them to validate the health. I'll ask them to give me a specific date, whether it's their birth date, whether it's the passing, or whether it's yours, or acknowledge a name of somebody here still in the family that they watch over, or a birth date for them, okay? So she's entering first, and I'm going to go back and forth between her and Margaret, which is completely fine, okay? Who's the other mother energy for you, honey? Because she's saying to me there's another mother energy coming through. So that's either a mother or grandmother that I'm feeling just behind Margaret, besides the father energy as well. And it might just be a couple older generations stepping in for you, okay? So I'm going to leave that for just a moment, all right? So I'm going to ask Mary what else she wants to give, and if she wants to give me anything about the chest, but I know that you understand it. Perfect. Wonderful. And then there's a lady stepping in. She's got shorter hair. It's like blondish brown, but more blonde. Slender. She's the one I'm feeling from the cancer. Do you understand it? Perfect. Okay, so she's starting to step in. And she's got all this pink and blue around her for her aura. She's very, very, very beautiful. So I'm going to start to take her just after Mary. So I'm just going to listen to what Mary has to say, and then I'm going to go from there. But she's saying to me you were pretty young when she passed. And that's how I know, even though you had the connection with her, it wasn't very long. Do you understand it? Wonderful. And you didn't have a chance to say goodbye to her? Do you understand it? Perfect. When there is not a connection to say goodbye, they'll make me feel there's not a connection to say goodbye. Sometimes that's because you're too young. Sometimes it's them validating that you weren't with the family to say goodbye. She's saying to me she didn't have a chance to say goodbye to many people. Do you understand? But I'm being told the complications set in. I'm being shown medication bottles, and that's how I know she was being treated for some of the issues that she had. And it's her way of validating that there was a preparedness for the passing. But she's saying to me, they took me sooner than my family expected. Meaning it's about the timing in the end. Do you understand it? And she's saying to me they passed me quickly. So I'm actually going to watch the white light and stroke her crossover. And she keeps saying to me he was there to meet me. Was your grandfather passed before her? Because I'm being told it's a father energy. That means that it is a father energy to her, because my guide's saying no, it's her father. Meaning when she crossed, the very first person that met her was her father. I'm being told there's 3 people there. It was a mother energy, a father energy, and then an angel. Perfect. So it's her way of validating that not all the family was there when she passed, but it was peaceful for her. Okay? She's asking me to call her Mary, and that's how I know. She's given me the symbolism for she had struggling getting around in the end, which means the trouble walking. Do you understand it? Wonderful. Meaning she's wearing my system now, okay? And she makes me feel like she couldn't physically do everything on her own. And she's saying to me she had people that watched over her and the family gave her great support. Do you understand that? Wonderful. Now sometimes that can be a combination of different family members if they go into the detail. Sometimes that can be the process of the medical and the family, okay? So I'm just going to listen to her words. She says she's never come through to you before. Do you understand? Perfect. Wonderful. And who's the father energy for you, honey? Because she keeps saying he's just behind me, and I feel like it's a grandfather, so I'm going to leave him. Because he's saying to me, I just wanted you to know that I was here, but I don't feel like he's fully stepping in, because today is about her and this friend with the cancer, okay? Because there's a message to that family that's still here. And I'm being told it's about the holidays, because I feel like I want to look at the Christmas tree with the lights, so I'm going to leave that for a minute, okay? some of her stuff was passed down. Do you know that? Your grandmother's stuff? Who has the brooch? Because she keeps taking the brooch off and putting it back on. And she says, they have some of my items. And it's okay if you don't recognize it now. It's just her way of validating that some of her jewelry and items have been passed through the family. Do you understand it? She makes me feel that was a very sentimental piece. Someone also got a ring of hers. Because she makes me feel like I want to touch my wedding ring. Do you understand? Wonderful. So I'm going to leave that. But she's saying to me it was separated between several people. Does she have several children? Because that can mean either several children or one child and then down the other generations. Do you understand? All right, perfect. So I'm just going to leave that. Sometimes they'll show me clear as day. If it's a ruby ring, they'll even name who it goes to. It's just what she's making me feel. She's saying to me she just wanted you to know that she was here and that they watch over the family. And she said, she's so funny. She just said, you better believe we're going to be there for everybody for the holidays, meaning you'll have to let me know if you feel anybody in your family with you in spirit for the holidays. Because she's saying to me, we come all the time and we spend as much time with them as we can, especially when it's the holiday season, because it's important for family to be together. So we always make sure that we're there. Do you understand? Wonderful. All right. I can see the wings in front of her chest. She's passing me loving energy. She's starting to pull back. I'm going to see if I get anything else from her real quick. She said she just wants the family to know that she loves them, and I feel a whole line of older generations behind her. 4 other people came in with her, okay, from those older generations. And she said it was just our way of acknowledging that we're still with all of you and that we're here. Okay, perfect. So she's pulling her energy out. I'm going to wait to disconnect from her. Then I'm walking